no one big. I mean, the last big developer I know of that developed for the Mac, apart from Apple obviously, was Bungie Studios when they made games exclusively for the Apple Mac. They made games such as Marathon, until Microsoft bought them out, and they've been receiving critical acclaim for games like Halo. I don't personally think that Halo is much cop. For someone who claims to be the dog's bollocks when it comes to computing, you don't seem to be very persuasive. I've seen many of your videos on your channel, and they all seem to be, oh, Mac rules, Windows sucks, I'm not going to give a valid argument. Okay, I'm not arguing for either corner, just to let you know, which is why I'm not justifying any argument I may be making. As I'm a Linux user, I think it's kind of useless, you arguing between yourselves that Mac is better, no, Windows is better, no, Mac is better. It's personal preference. Formal or work, or a gamer, use Windows. If you're going to use iLife to make these multi-million-dollar movies and such like, you use Apple. If you're going to be coding or running a server, use Linux. If you want a challenging OS to use Linux or Unix. You said you wouldn't be impressed until someone did administrate on these. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't say that you've administrated on these. Also, after you've made so many videos about why Mac rules and Windows sucks, surely for someone of your intelligence, as you claim it to be, you would realize by now that your videos are not making the blindest bit of difference. And this means either A, your persuasion skills are terrible, B, you're a bigger idiot than those you are trying to persuade, or C, both of these. I personally believe it's B, because as far as I see, your argument seems to be, I'm going to say I'm intelligent, throw a few fancy words in, and hopefully people will believe that what I'm standing up for is right. I mean, it's an OS. Get over it. People have personal preference between OSs. Why do you have to come out and say, Mac rules, Windows sucks? It's personal preference. It doesn't make a blindest bit of difference that you prefer a Mac. Some people prefer Windows. Get over it. Get over your OS. I mean, gah! I mean, these features, revolutionary features on a Mac that were designed by gods. Although, of course, Mac users aren't blind zealots, although they say their OS was designed by gods. They appeared on Linux years ago. Open your eyes. I mean, the only reason you don't get big companies developing for Linux is it's open source. They'd lose a hell of a lot of money. I mean, people managed to port Apple OS X from the PPC architecture to i386, i364, and 32-bit architectures. I mean, do a Google on Dedemu if you don't believe me. It's out there. But you Mac users who are superior to us Windows users had to wait for a big company to port Windows from i386 and i364 to a PPC architecture. I mean, and yet you call Windows users idiots. I mean, get over yourself. Get over your OS. Open your eyes. Windows accounts for about 95% of the computer-using population. Mac OS X doesn't account for 5%. There's other OSs out there. I mean, that's pretty poor that you're saying that your OS is superior, yet it appeals to 5% of all the computer users in the world. And this is coming from a 16-year-old ex-Linux user. I mean, Please, stop making these videos, or at least if you are, give some justification to your views. I mean, custom firmware, sounds great. Show us a picture. Tell us how it works. Tell us what's so revolutionary about it. Next time, don't just go, oh, BIOS sucks, it was created by Jesus. For a non-blind zealot, you're throwing in a lot of religious, references. I mean, BIOS created by Jesus, Mac OS 10 designed by God, and yet Windows users are the blind zealots. Take a look at yourself. Stop making these videos, or at least make a justification to them. Peace out.